What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out the Curt RockerBall kit. So it's going to come with the anti-rattle as well. So it's kind of an all-in-one thing. If you're looking at the rocker ball and you want that ball that's going to take that noise out of the trailer, or even while you're pulling it, it's going to help even out that feel while you're driving, and you don't have the rest of the kit like a ball mount. This is going to be for you because it's going to give you everything you need to get started. Let's check it out. We're going to focus on both kits today. There's not really a whole lot of difference other than the rise and drop. They're both going to have the same gross trailer weight, and that's going to be 7,500 pounds, and then the same max tongue weight is going to be 750 pounds. That doesn't change. What does change though is if you look at this one, it's going to have a 6-inch drop and a 4-inch rise in the rise position, and this one's going to have a 4-inch drop and a 2-inch rise. So that's really the only difference between these today that we're going to go over. One thing to note though, with the one that has the larger drop, is that when you use it in the rise position, it is going to change some of the weight ratings. You see right here in the rise position, it's only going to have 6,000 gross trailer weight and then a max tongue weight of 600 pounds. That's just because the ball is not going to be down here anymore. It'll be more up here, and you're just going to lose a little bit of that strength. Let's focus on the rocker ball. This is the main reason you're getting this kit. It is really the main event. What it's going to do is it's going to add some movement to when you're hooked up to your trailer. So let's say you're hooked up to your trailer, you do a sudden start and stop. That trailer weight's going to push against the vehicle and you're going to feel it. Well, this actually goes forward and backwards, so it absorbs that shock, so the ball is actually going to move forward and back. That way it doesn't transfer to the ball mount or to the hitch or up to the steering wheel where you're driving. So you're not going to feel that when you're driving. It's going to be less noisy too. See how much the ball moves back and forth instead of the shank. We didn't even feel it in the truck. Like I said, there wasn't any, you didn't feel it in the steering wheel. We weren't being pushed forward or pulled backwards. It was all happening right here, and it looked pretty cool in the footage. Something else that's going to help quiet everything down is the anti-rattle bolt that's here in the ball mount. That really takes that shake and play out. You see, I can't get it to move at all. I'm shaking the whole truck back and forth. No movement whatsoever in here. So that's what another thing. Usually in towing, you're going to hear a lot of noise if the ball mount's going back and forth in here. You'll hear the clunk, 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 clunk as it's bouncing around. There's not going to be any of that with that anti-rattle, and I think that really, in combination with the rocker ball, just takes all that noise out. If you're looking at shock absorbent ball mounts, there is another one, the Convertible, that's compared to the rocker quite a bit. That one's going to be more in the shank though. The movement's going to be here, so it's going to absorb all the shock up in here, which one thing is, all you're going to get is the ball mount with that. You don't get the ball. You're not going to get the anti-rattle because you can't put an anti-rattle there. It's made to move here instead of here. So I kind of like the rocker better just because you get the ball mount that absorbs that shock and that anti-rattle that takes out that sound. They both work together really well. That way in your truck, you don't feel or hear anything. Another nice thing I like about the rocker is that you can maintain it. So when you invest in something like this, you want to keep it for a long time. If you're going to use it all the time, it does have the Zerk fitting here to add more grease to it, just so that it moves back and forth as easily as it did the first time you used it. Let's take a look at what you're going to get with this kit. We got the ball mount, the anti-rattle kit here, and then we have our ball. So let's just go over that. This is the rocker ball itself, and how you're going to put it together is you got this plate that's going to help keep that movement down. So you want the tabs facing down. We'll put it up like that, and we're going to put that on our ball mount. Just going to go like that, and you can see how the tabs sit there on the edges, and that prevents that turning like so. So flip it upside down, we'll add our lock washer and our nut. Now you're going to want to put the ball in a vise and torque this down properly before you go to use it, but I'm just going to hand tighten it because we're just going to go everything right here. So then you've assembled this. It's ready to go. Once you've tightened that down, let's go into the shank area and look at the anti-rattle part. We're going to have this insert here. It's going to go inside, just like that. And then we can put our anti-rattle bolt with the washer, the lock washer right there. It'll go through to the other side once it's in a hitch. Then we have the spacer. It'll go in last. That's just going to take out any of that space right there. It doesn't have to go in all the way. It can sit right there. And then we got our clip on the other side. Then you're ready to tow. As far as construction, it's going to be all zinc plating here for your anti-rattle parts. So that's going to be a big deal on, you don't want that to rust or corrode, because you're always going to need that insert in there in the shank, and that's just part of this process. You don't want the hardware to fail, and it's not going to because of that zinc coating. The ball mount itself has a glossy black powder coat finish, so it's going to hold up to rust and corrosion as well. You can leave in the back of your truck in your hitch. The elements aren't going to bother it. You get a chrome coated steel ball mount here, so that's also going to hold up. Now each of these come with a 2-inch ball. They do make a 2 5/16 one as well. You can get on the side if that's what your trailer needs. Overall, I think this is going to be really good for you if you have a heavy duty trailer you're pulling. I really like the fact that it absorbs that shock the way it does. Really does make a difference when you're driving the truck. You can feel it in there, and it works. I like that. And plus, it's an all-in-one kit, so you're not just getting the ball mount. You get the ball mount, and the anti-rattle all in one kit, and it's going to help you out. Now, the only thing it might not help you out with is if you don't have a very heavy trailer, you might not need it, because it needs that shock or that resistance for it to actually work. So if your trailer's not super heavy, this isn't going to really help you out. But if it is, this is what you need to get. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope this helped.